Okay, the great hummingbird fall migration is about to start. We should talk about this to see why it's a good thing and a bad thing. Okay, it is late August, about to become Labor Day, and that means if you started paying attention to your hummingbird feeders or your hummingbird attracting plants, the hummingbirds seem to be lasting a lot longer, sticking around. So instead of zipping in, taking a quick drink, and taking off, they're lasting longer, they're hanging out, they seem to be going to every flower. That is because they're preparing for the big migration back south to Mexico, and that's a long flight, so they kind of spend 2-3 weeks before they're about to leave, fattening up and getting ready for the journey. So what does that mean for us? It's a great opportunity, in my experience, I should back up. If you don't know what this means, hummingbirds actually fly up from Mexico and go up the coast of the United States, and actually different species go in other areas. But for us, the ruby-throated, the ruby red-throated hummingbird, which is what we predominantly get here in New England, goes to Mexico in the winter and then flies up, goes all the way up to Nova Scotia or wherever it goes, farther north than us in here in southern New England. And along the way, I always look at it, hummingbirds have a photographic memory. They always know where all the food is. So when you get them coming to your house, it's quite common that if they settle in your neighborhood, those are the same families of hummingbirds that are coming back year after year. And so it's always difficult. How do we get the attention of the new hummingbirds? So my experience is that's in the spring and the fall. Okay, so as I was saying, as the spring kicks in, the males start fattening up about 2 weeks before their big journey. Whether they're going north or south, in the spring they're going to go north, but they start gorging on food. And that means they start spending more time hanging out around the flowers, working every little flower. Whereas I noticed all season long, my hummingbirds are like, they zip in, they go to this plant, they hit a flower or two, they go to that plant, hit a flower or two. But because we have so many plants lined up for them, we get to appreciate them. But you have to be quick, especially with the photography if you're trying to catch them. However, right now, by mid-August, the males have already started. The females will start a couple weeks after that. So you get about this month period where they're really working the flowers. It's a great time to get the pictures. It's a great time to get some videos. And especially right here, I mean, the Rockin' Fuchsias, the Blue Suede Shoes, all that Rockin' series of flowers from Proven Winners did an awesome job at attracting hummingbirds. But now, because we have them sitting up here, the plants are covered. The vermilion area is just covered in blooms. So it's actually the best time, in my experience, to appreciate the hummingbirds. It does mean that they're leaving shortly, and we won't be able to see them till next year. However, the hummingbirds that were up north of wherever you live, they're going to need to eat on the way during it. It's not like they just pick up and never eat again. So on their way, on their migration south, the migration north, is my experience. It's a great time to try to get their attention. Still appreciate the hummingbirds. Maybe yours have left, but there's others that are coming in. So don't give up on your feeders as soon as your favorites have gone. Now's the time to double down on maybe putting out an extra feeder. Make sure those feeders are clean. Make sure those feeders are full. Make sure your plants don't chalk them off if they're not looking the grass. The hummingbirds do not care if your plants are ratty looking and you just neglected them. As long as there's still flowers on them, keep a little fertilizer on those plants, keep them watered, because you never know which hummingbirds, as they're migrating down, are going to stop by your yard. And then maybe next year, they don't want to fly as far north. I have nothing to base this on other than my personal experience. I know that every year I seem to be getting more and more hummingbirds. I am envious. There's other people in other parts of Rhode Island that have a tremendous amount. I go to their houses to do landscaping, and I just stand there staring at the hummingbird feeders because it's like a beehive. They just have so many hummingbirds. We're not that lucky. But between the greenhouses and all the flowers we keep in the yard, it works. Every year we're getting a little bit more. But now's the time to pay attention, because double down now so that you have more enjoyment next year. I hope that helps, and enjoy these hummingbird times, because it doesn't get much better than the fall migration. Take care.